Howdy howdy, it's Crafty Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to discuss the new Falcon and Archangel arenas that just started in the game today. As usual, the first things that I like to do is kind of figure out what kind of champions we have in terms of what comparing to previous arenas. And in the case of 4-star and 3-star arenas, you're either an old champ or a new champ, and no big surprise here. I've already kind of revealed it, and should be no surprise to anybody. Falcon is considered a old champ, will fall into that old champ trend, or should fall into those old champ trends anyway. When it comes to Archangel and the 4-star basic arena, that's always been a bit tricky, especially after the account ban a few months ago. But we're starting to see things kind of form back to some traditional clusters. So we'll go ahead and for the purpose of these predictions, I'll go ahead and place him in the high tier, the high interest tier for the 4-star basic. So now that we have these champions and these arenas kind of categorized to previous arenas, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the past results. So for the 4-star feature, 4-star feature arenas, when they have an old champ, here are the first round past results. And you can kind of see, other than the Star-Lord and the Punisher and Civil Warrior, outside of those kind of outages, there's been kind of a steady incline over time to where you got to the point of Electro and Agent Venom, and they've kind of flatlined here, kind of plateaued, if you will, right above 7 million. And based off of the typical trends, there's no reason to think Falcon wouldn't fall into that. And when you look at for the top 10%, you can see it's kind of bouncing around that 3.5, 3.67 kind of range. And then with the 11 to 30% tier, it's kind of right around that either 1.6, 1.5 range. Now, here's the real interesting one. When we look at the 4-star basic for Archangel, we can see before the account ban, which is all the way through Gwenpool, because it was at Gwenpool's second round when that account ban really kind of started to hit around that time. You can see that there was that steady incline. Then we kind of had a dip as the account ban impact was felt. And then now as rosters continue to mature, new players get into the veterans bracket and continue to participate more in the arena, we can see now that steady incline when there's a high interest champ with the Hood and then most recently with Dormammu. So, and what's really interesting, if you compare from Ghost Rider, Mordo to Dr. Voodoo to the Hood to Dormammu, and then what we can assume to be Archangel's cutoff results, you can kind of see that similar kind of steep, that incline, right? So you had with Ghost Rider 4.3 to Mordo to 5.1 to Dr. Voodoo 5.9. With Hood, we have it for 4.1. With Dormammu, we have 5.0. We can kind of from there fill in the blank for what we think Archangel will be. And lastly, with the 3-star feature old champions first round arena results, you can see it's pretty much a flat line right above the milestone, the last milestone reward, which is at 640. You can see it's been kind of, steadily over time going up a slight amount above the milestone reward from 654 to 674 to 675, and lastly with Agent Venom to 690. So based off of the trend, the prediction will take that into account. And then with the 11 to 25% tier, you can see it kind of around that 420, 430 now, most recently with Agent Venom 444,000. So now that we've taken a quick look at past results, what do I think does this mean in terms of predictions based off of those trends, based off of those past results? And again, this is for the veterans bracket. So as long if your account's been up and running for 60 days plus, this is the bracket that you'll be in. These are the numbers that you're going to want to be considering. So for Falcon, you can see that, or like I was showing you with the last couple with Agent Venom and Electro, it was kind of flatlining around 700,000 or sorry, 7 million, 7.1 million. So I think, based off of that, the prediction will kind of hold it coming in at 7.1 million with the top 10% right around that 3.6, 3.7. That slight increase will go to 3.8 million then. And then the for the 11% tier, we saw that right around 1.6 billion. Now, when we take a look at the 4-star basic, we saw that increase, right? Almost that exact same from Ghost Rider to Mordo to Dr. Voodoo. We saw that steady increase, those steady numbers almost bucketed perfectly. If we can assume that same trend now as we're seeing from the Hood to Dormammu, we can see that Archangel will come in at 5.8 million. That's if those trend buckets hold. And based off of conversation across the community, Dormammu had a lot of interest. Archangel just has as much. Archangel has just as much. So we can see that top 10% coming in at 5.8 million, with 11 to 25% coming in just a hair above 1.6 million. And then that gives us the 3-star arena. That's been pretty much a straight line the whole way, with a slight increase over the last couple. So that slight increase from 670 to 690 now puts us at 700,000, with 11 to 25% tier coming in at 450. Again, these are if all the trends hold and continue to go as forward. We saw with Kingpin most recently, just the last arenas, that occasionally we can get some different results above the trend. And the worst thing to do is to grind, especially like for Archangel, go to 5.8 million, and it ends up being a little bit higher this case because there's just that much more interest in getting for him. So assuming that the trend will go a little bit higher, actually I should say the cutoff will go a little bit higher than the trend, here are the grind targets. So if you really want Falcon 4-star feature, go to 7.5 million, 4 million for the 10%, go to 1.8 million for the 11 to 25%. Or should I say 11 to 25%? That's a tier level. And then for Archangel, if you really want him, go to 6.2 million. I know that seems extremely high, but I mean, this seems to be one of those higher getting. And again, even 6.2 million, the funny thing, it isn't even an all-time high cutoff, even if it goes to that level compared to Hyperion and Gwenpool. I mean, these are those before the account bans. We were getting higher than that in the 4-star basic. I hope it doesn't go to 6.2. I hope it remains in the 5 million, that 5.7, 5.8 million prediction cutoff comes true. Because then, I mean, it's just getting kind of high, ridiculous numbers. When will it ever stop if it goes higher than 6 million? But if you really want them, and I know a lot of people like Archangel have been looking forward to this arena, then you'll probably want to go to that level, at least over 6 million. And with 11 to 25%, it's 1.7 million. And then with the 3-star Falcon feature arena, go to 730,000, with 11 to 25% at 470,000. Again, these are all based off of the trend predictions, putting in that buffer to be safe. And as always, past results don't always guarantee what the future will look like, what these current arenas are going to look like, but at least it gives us a sense, gets us in the ballpark, gives us an idea what you need to do some of the grinding to get the champions, to get the tiers that you want. Again, this is all for the veterans bracket. Now that I've had the opportunity to go in and do a new account again, go through the beginners bracket again, see what the results look like, starting to get some intermediate bracket, get some input from the community on what the intermediate brackets results look like, I'm going to start throwing in just kind of some rough ranges to remind folks so they don't have to go back into those videos and see what those ranges are. Here again are kind of what the beginner and intermediate bracket ranges are. For the 3-star feature, in the beginners bracket, it's around 245,000. For the 4-star basic, it's around 800,000. So kind of keep that in mind. And with Archangel, you might even want to go to 850 if you can. For the 4-star feature for Falcon, 750 should work. And then the intermediate bracket. So if your account's been the account you're playing on's been open from day 31 through 60, then the 3-star feature right above that last milestone reward at 650. The 4-star basic will be at 1.4 million, and the 4-star feature will be 1.4 million as well. Now these are just rough estimates, kind of general ranges. Not a lot of data out there for either the beginner or the intermediate brackets, but I just thought they want to kind of throw this out there since I do get some questions. Hopefully these will just give you some rough ballpark ranges. When we get into round 2 results, round 2 predictions, would love to hear for those folks in the intermediate bracket and beginner bracket, would love to hear about in the comment section what you saw for these results, but hopefully this will give you at least another ballpark figure. So anyway, between the veterans bracket, beginner and intermediate bracket information, hopefully this has been very helpful. If you feel differently or have any questions about any of this, would love to talk about it in the comment section. Throw it on down there, please, and we can talk it there. And of course, if you like this video, would really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up like button. And if you like this and other videos that I have in the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.